Hey, so today I'm going to talk about Swedish 5-2, and I came in contact with it through this website, How to Skate a 10K, and there's a book linked that you can download, which is a treasure trove of the high performance approach to skating, but also just to endurance sport and total commitment. And in the book, Niels writes about using a 5-2 approach, 5 days on, 2 days off. And it was seen as very revolutionary when it came out. I just want to talk a little bit about how it's gone the last 6 months using that approach and offer you some ideas that might help with your own training. And I think the main theme that I hope you take away from this is it's about the 2, it's not about the 5. So let's walk you through that. This site, howtoskate.se, is where you can find it. And what I've done is I pulled all the resources into a blog, and you'll see all the links at the bottom. You can link back to the book and stuff. And the blog also has a podcast, which is great listening if you're into that. And to tell you a bit more about how Niels and Johan approached skating a 10K and half a 10K. And then recently, Mark's podcast, the Drive podcast, Drive number 74, Niels came on the podcast and gave some more information about childhood. He actually talks through the Olympic race, which is really cool, the preparation, and it gives you some more bits there. But let's focus on the 5-2. So in the back of Niels's book is an appendix that shows all the training he did. And a key thing, I did a little analysis, I kind of dug in. A key thing about the training is obviously there's a lot of volume being done, a lot of work. I mean, his peak week was more than 25,000 kilojoules in 5 days, his peak base training week. And that base training gave him the ability to do some phenomenal threshold training and then ultimately a specific training. But what I noticed is the number of days off in the summer leading up to this base peak. 41% of the days had no training. And so what this gives is it gives big loading days and very light days. So you're getting these overload periods compressed into 5 days and then 2 days where not much is happening. I asked his coach Johan how easy the easy days were, and they were very easy. Bit of walking, not much. So when I started this myself in May of this year, I was really focused on the 5 loading days. How much could I jam into the 5 loading days? And what I found is it's more useful just to focus on making sure that I get 2 back-to-back really easy days, and then my 5 loading days are going to be determined based on how my metrics are going. And that's in the dynamic loading video and the dynamic loading blogs and threads that I do. So let's show you how this looks in practice. This is the hrv4t.com website. And what it does is it pulls in my training each day. And the training here is in points. And the points are TSS points, training stress score. So it adds up all my stuff and gives a score for everything I did that day. So in this top week here that adds up to 822 TSS, that's a pretty big week for me right now. You can see I got these 2 little days, very light. So every week has 2 very light days. So by light, it's less than half of my average day. That's the easiest way to think about it. So if it was 700 TSS in a week, that'd be an average of 100 a day. And so your easy day is going to be 50 points or less. And you can see I'm usually much less than that. And if we go back, we can see kind of a pattern. I was on a 5-2, and Wednesday and Thursday were my lighter ones. But we can also see that there's other days scattered about that are light as well. So being a older guy, I'm 53, having other things going on in my life, I'm not going big 5 days a week. And the idea is that to get yourself to a point where you can have anywhere from 2, 3, 4 quality loading days within that 7-day cycle. And if you're a multi-sport athlete and you're finding that you can't fit everything in that you want to fit in, I think you can expand your week to, say, a 10-day cycle, or some folks even go 14-day cycle or even a 21-day cycle, and they look to achieve everything they want to get done in a longer time frame. That'll take some of the pressure off. And what you can see when we go week to week is they change. If I'm scrolling through here for you, you can see that based on my recovery situation, there'll be some weeks that are really light if I get run down. And the colors just show you how I'm coping. Yellow is kind of like a yellow flag, so that's a day where I'm a little tired. My daily advice is telling me to be careful. But I do a pretty good job of getting the green. My bigger days are on green days. And if I for whatever reason, if I ignore that yellow flag, I usually have to rest more later. So it's a bit of a false economy. So I hope that helps you, just walking through. If you have any questions, hit me up, and I'll tell you what I do. Thanks.